What's up? It's GhostLuvMe, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Ian Curtis, hang myself with chains. Two bad strippers give me brain.
All right, so we got GhostLuvMe jumping off the porch with us today. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Nah, I appreciate you coming by, man.
Yeah.
So how's Atlanta been treating you since you've been down here, man?
It's been great. You know, obviously I've been taken through it by row, and so, you know, there might be I might be, you know, getting the good side of it a little bit, but, you know, everybody's been extra nice, you know, so.
Nah, they're gonna roll out the red carpet for you if you would roll,
Yeah.
man.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, they've been nice to me so far, but who knows, you know,
Yeah.
so.
How do you like the vibes here in Atlanta compared to in LA then?
Man, LA, as you know, is like Armageddon over there right now just because of COVID. So it's like, man, there's not much going on. And music-wise, it's just, I feel like stuff moves a little bit faster out here.
Oh, yeah.
I think LA is a little bit like sit and wait on certain things. I don't like to sit and wait, so that's just not really my way of really.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's take it back, man. You're originally from Philly, but you grew up in South Florida in Broward?
Yeah, well, I lived in Philadelphia for like only like 8-9 months.
Okay.
Then I moved to New York, then California, then New Jersey, then Florida. That's why I say I'm from Broward County, because it's like, I can't really claim any of those places when the first memories I really have, like consistent, are like, you know, being in Florida. But I moved there probably around like 6 or 7.
Okay.
So, and lived there all the way through high school, and came back as an adult, you know, did little stints in other states and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you, man. So how would you describe your childhood growing up down there then?
Like I said, I mean, I was pretty much a loner, so I didn't really like I said, like, now I got people DM me, everybody from high school DMs me and shit now. It's like, it's kind of weird, and I'm like, I didn't even really talk to any of y'all. Like, I know you are, I don't have a problem with you or anything, like, you know, like, we're cool, like, you know, more power to you, you know, taking pictures on boats, fish, you know, all the typical Florida stuff, ain't doing anything, but it's like, you know, it's like, you know, I ain't really talked to anybody. Like, growing up, you know, I was kind of like singled out kind of as like that weird person or whatever, just because, you know, I kind of did my own thing, and it never really hurt me with like success of any kind of thing. Like, I think sometimes people use like that weird connotation that like stops them from doing things. And me, it's only opened doors for me. So
okay.
like when I say that, I like kind of like own up to it, because I know, especially on the West Coast, they don't like the whole weird thing, weirdo. That's like a bad term or some shit. So like, but I've only used it to my benefit, like just even with image or anything before I even looked like that. Before I had face tattoos, everybody used to say I looked like a bad guy from Die Hard, or from Behind Enemy Lines I've gotten to with Owen Wilson. I'm Eastern European, so I'm like, damn, that's. I don't know. That's a little controversial. I ain't gonna say racist, but it's a little controversial, you know. So you know, so the face tattoos definitely helped me. You know, it wasn't like a musical choice. It was almost like a personal choice. I had like, kind of just like looking at myself in the mirror and just like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, you kind of almost have like a weird sense sometimes of like who you are in the face, like. Who you see in the mirror maybe isn't who you feel like you are. So then you want to put something on yourself to kind of take ownership of who you are and what you're going to be. Yeah. So it's like a little bit different, you know. So yeah.
Which one was first one that you had on your face then?
The bird, which is like freedom.
Okay.
So I, like, as soon as I got that little bird on my face, which you can't really see, and that's why I wanted it, because I only wanted people who like really got close to see. It looked just like a mustard smudge, like somebody got mustard on my face, which probably bad color choice. You know, probably should have got it outlined or something. But to me, it meant a lot. It's just like, it's just a bird. Yeah. Because it's like, it's from a video game. I ain't going cap. There's a choice where you could choose a cage or a bird in the video game. Always chose the bird. You know, take that for whatever that is. I feel like that's been my choice in life. Yeah. So yeah.
How many face tattoos do you have now? Do you keep track? A lot.
I haven't kept track, and it's hard to count, because what do you count this as, 3 or 1? You know what I'm saying? They say 444, but it's like, is that 3 or 1? You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the only problem with tattoos. Like, even on my arm and stuff, like, so you got like writing on the sword. Then do you count the writing on the sword as another tattoo, or is that one tattoo? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I never really got how to count tattoos. I don't know how people are counting them out there or what, but I try to count for the minimum. You know, try to group things together. You feel me? Because it's like, it's a lot. I get like the connotation with everything from everybody, but like being from Broward, and as you know, you say you've been there too, it's like kind of part of our culture that's kind of, you know, seeped into a little bit everywhere else, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but it first seeped into Miami, and then seeped into other places and started seeping out everywhere else. And now people kind of associate that with like SoundCloud rapper, right? Like people look at somebody with face tattoos. Like I'm out in LA all the time and they're like, oh, you're a SoundCloud rapper. And I'm like, no, I'm from Plantation, I'm from Broward. And they're like, they're like, why you keep talking about Broward County so much? I'm like, no, because it kind of explains the way I talk, why I talk the way I talk, and why I look the way I look. So it's like, why am I not gonna talk about that? I get why, that's why artists talk about where they're from. Because it kind of does a little bit of explaining for them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's kind of like, I don't know. I never really like supported like, you know, I don't want to name anybody specifically, but let's just say artists who are from different states who really try to be on that Florida shit. We know who I'm talking about. He get enough mentions, so we don't need to mention him. No. But I didn't even support him before all the stuff. So, you know, I don't like to mention anybody specifically because I just think like, you know, but from a cultural standpoint, you know, that's like not good. Like, cause you can see what's like, it would be like, you know, you could see like Atlanta's influence on music and everything. And it's like, it'd be weird for other places, I think, to be like really trying to be like Atlanta, you know? Even though they do, but you know, it's weird when they do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you kind of seen that now with Detroit. Like a lot of people borrowing from Detroit sound and their lingo and their culture too.
Yeah, that's just weird. I think that's like, I mean, it's cool, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Cause like part of so much of my sound, like the swing that I have in my music a lot of the time, I don't do it every song, but I feel like it's so much a Broward thing. So it's like, it would be so weird for me to be from somewhere else and then to not like have that. You know, I don't know, I mean, that's cool for people or whatever, but like, I think like, if you really like dive into my music and you're like, oh yeah, he don't sound like anybody from Broward, but you can tell he's from there. So it's, you know.
Yeah. So when did you move to LA and what brought you out there?
Well, I moved to LA not for music, really, is the real answer. I moved there because I was out there on vacation. I really wanted to do music. I was already doing some production, played tons of instruments, and I really wanted to figure out a way to do music, just songs. Wasn't even thinking about being a rapper, just think about how, like, let's make some songs and see where it goes. Yeah. And moved out there because right when I'm out there on vacation, XXXTentacion get killed. Oh, shit. He's the biggest I'm from Plantation. That's why I mentioned that he's the biggest rapper from Remember. I didn't know him, but I saw that. I remember like, man, that shit hurt hard because it's like, that was like Elvis dying for me. Like really, like in a way. So it was like, as soon as that, I was like, all right, I ain't going back to Broward. And I mean, I'll show Broward love, I'll talk about him or whatever, but that's messed up. So, you know, like, you know, not much else to say about that.
Yeah. Did LA embrace you right away when you moved out there? Was it easy adjustment
LA
for
hasn't
you?
embraced me yet, really. LA don't embrace people. LA, like, you gotta understand there's two LAs. So you got like the real like LA rappers, like, right? And then you got like the industry. And it's like, sometimes it overlaps, but it doesn't overlap all the time. And since I had a lot of like, not necessarily co-signings, but just being in the room with certain people early on. So I got labeled an industry motherfucker right off the bat, especially being out of state. So a lot of people will, like, I get called an industry plant almost every day. I don't understand, look at my streams, look at my YouTube views and stuff. Please tell me how I'm an industry plant.
I still don't even know what an industry plant is.
I mean, I would like to be an industry plant, shit. Get me the views up, get me the streams, give me the contract, shit. I'm like, man, I get accused of it enough, I might as well get the contract now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like, people are like, you signed away your soul. I'm like, listen, if you think I signed away my soul for what the success I've had so far, man, you must have not valued my soul too much. Cause it's like, you know, usually people sign away their soul to be like John Lennon or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like not, you know, I'm just, no knock against me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you can definitely see like you know, me leveling up, it's just, you gotta look for it. Yeah, if you just look at what's happening right now, it might look, oh, whatever, oh, people just giving him shots for no reason, you know? But we know that's not true.
No, that's wild right there. So what got you into making music at first? And did you just start off with just the instruments?
Yeah, I started off playing cello, classically trained in that when I was young, and then I gave that up because I didn't like the music that they were playing. It was like really like I like it's classical music, you know what I'm saying? You don't really get to play like fun music, you know? So I learned, but then I got classically trained in flamenco guitar. So that's like way more exciting in my opinion, and I never really got good at that. When I mean good, now you have to understand how phenomenal like the top players, like to be a producer, I'm an amazing guitarist. To be a producer, I can play in bands and everything. You have to understand how phenomenal the top players in my class were and stuff like, these are very gifted people. Like my hands don't even move like that. I played sports, so I beat my shit up. You can see my knuckles all fucked and everything. It's got all these cuts and teeth marks and shit, like shit going different ways and different things. So it's like.
So where did you go from there? Did you start making beats first? Did you start actually?
Yeah, I made like a lot of beats. I made a lot of like, I really just started rapping, singing. I made like pop music, all kinds of stuff. People were trying to get me to be an R&B singer for a little while, which if you heard me sing before that, you think that's the hilarious concept. Not that I can't carry a tune, but it's like, just because a motherfucker can carry a tune, he's not an R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had a lot of like, you know, sometimes, but being more like a melodic rapper, a lot of like, people will try to push you into other lanes that they didn't quite understand. Because when you think about it, we don't realize, but like, that whole melodic rap thing really hasn't been big for that long.
Yeah.
It's become so saturated because of how many people do it, but it really hasn't been around for more than what? Like, really, like, as we know it, like what, 4 or 5 years? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been around that long. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a relatively new thing when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of just speak on your growth as an artist from when you first started up until today, how many different styles you've done and all that.
I've done so much. If you listen to like old music and stuff, you hear like a lot of different like, I mean, I've made rock music, like trap music, all kinds of stuff, different themed tapes. I think like it really helped me find like a style that I can bring to people that they can enjoy. Cause it's not like, not every song you make the public's gonna enjoy, and that's for a reason. Like, I got a big ego, so I had to sort through that out first to where it's like, okay, what really sounds good? Cause I'll be bumping tracks that are like, you know, I can tell the room don't like it, but I still love the fuck out of it. So it's like, you know, that you can know from that. And sometimes there's those ones that are like, you know, sleepers and shit, like I get that, but you know, it is important, you know, it is an entertainment industry, so you're entertaining, so you gotta entertain.
Yeah. So would you say you still make music just for yourself, or do you feel that type of pressure to, let me make something for that people actually
No,
want to hear?
what I do, how to get past that is I make so much music and then I just sort through it afterwards.
Okay.
See, like I don't, that's how I'll fuck up if I do that. Like really, because if I think too much, I'll fuck up. I ain't gonna win that way. If I go into thinking like, man, I gotta make a hit, I ain't gonna make anything that day probably. I probably won't even rap 2 sentences. I'll probably feel so pressured. I'll probably go in the bathroom, throw up, have a damn near have a panic attack, sweat, everything like, and because you're putting that pressure on yourself. Yeah. Instead of just enjoying what you were meant to do. If you're doing this and you're at some sort of level, you're probably meant to do this on some sort of level, you know? So it's like you just gotta enjoy it and have fun with it. Yeah. So I just try to go and make a bunch of stuff. And I don't force it. If it don't sound right, I've abandoned records halfway through that the whole room was enjoying, whatever, like, because if it don't feel right, you get to that moment it don't feel right, you can make a different record. It ain't.
No, absolutely.
You know, like people always act like they can't make another one. You can make as many as you need.
Not real. So explain the GhostLuvMe name. Why did you choose that name?
Well, I was called Can't Live Without before, and that really had no meaning at all. So I was like, that gotta change. And my mother and 2 sisters died in a car accident when I was 10. So I just like the whole like 3 ghost or 3 angel type thing and like that whole type vibe. So I was like, oh, GhostLuvMe. And I was originally gonna spell the E with a 3, but I was like, nah, that's gonna be too confusing to find on social media. So I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna confuse people. You know what, I'm gonna just make an E at the end. So it was gonna be like GhostLuvMe, so you kind of even more of a tip of the hat, you know, but it was like, yeah, I just wanted a way to honor them. I feel like it's a big point in my story, like I probably wouldn't even, both of them are entertainers, singers, you know, one was a model, one did tons of like vocal performances and different like play stuff and everything. So that's kind of was more their path. So I think my path, I don't know really what it would have been. You know, I love music, but a lot of my love for music was discovered, you know, after that. And so I, you know, childhood, like I said, I was a loner because of that. You know, it's not like to be honest, a lot of people gonna judge when they see that happen, you know, kids or whatever, and think like, okay, there's something weird about this person. I think that's why I probably have gravitated to more different avenues or hip hop or anything, because it's like hip hop, there's that element of pain, right? There's not that element of pain in every music. So it's like without that and without that avenue, you know. So if that would happen, I don't know, you know, if there is GhostLuvMe, there's not, you know. So it's like, it's almost like, in a way I always say like, I am Batman, you know, joking around with people, except with that, like the snitch part, you know. Batman's low key a glorified snitch. I thought about that the other day. I saw that online. That ain't me, that ain't my discovery. That's an online discovery. I saw it online and I was like, that is true. And it made me, I was like, man, because I like Batman. And then I'm like, oh, damn. Batman is kind of a snitch. He do be working with the police, damn. So, you know.
He basically is the police, right?
He's worse. They say like, you never seen the meme? It's like a dude selling dime bags on the corner to support his family, and then it's Batman show up and like, you know, beat him with inches away from his life, you know, or like, you know, so like all the kind of shit. So it's like, you know, yeah, most superheroes are like feds, really, in a way, when you think about it. It's kind of funny.
Like a super fed.
Yeah, it always made me wonder, like, because you seen the documentary about aliens, right? Or the was it Encounters of the, it's like a play off of the other movie, Encounters of the Third, so it's Encounters of the Fifth Kind or something, by the dude who worked for Obama and all this stuff, or no?
No, I never saw that, no.
Okay, you should watch it, because it talks about how, like, you know the movie Alien and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. That was like a secret government-funded project to get us to hate aliens. That's not a joke, though.
It's really?
Yeah, that's like...
To make us hate aliens.
Yeah, like a lot of those movies are made to make us hate aliens. So what they're gonna do to like get more control over the whole world, they're gonna like say the aliens are bad, even though if they were bad, they would have already done something. So they're gonna say they're bad, and they're gonna start a war with them so they can get control over all of us and make a one world nation. Just the people on top, not the, you know, president not on top.
Yeah.
So you can call that for whatever it is, but when it happens, you know.
That's deep right there.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen regardless. So I guess the point is, you know, just find a way to make money throughout it, and, you know, take care of your family and try not to get shot, you know.
Going back to, you know, the music, so how therapeutic is it recording for you then?
Oh, it's cool. I love recording. I almost record like all the time, like to the point where it's like, there's days where like, you know, like I'm just like, that's all I do. Like I think it's pretty therapeutic, you know, making music. I've noticed like most artists kind of have some story of pain, you know, whether it's something that comes from there. So it always made me wonder if that's like the igniting point. That's why I would mention superheroes, you know, because it is kind of like that, the igniting point, you know, like there always got to be that. I think that's what's missing from a lot of artists is like a story, or like, you know, like the artists you know about got that, like something that like makes them who they are.
Yeah, no, I agree right there. All right, so new project with Zaytoven, man. First of all, how did you and Zay link up, man?
We linked up like a couple years ago and made some music. And this just goes to show you to keep at it, because I actually told the story on the phone. I was like, man, and I don't think like the reception of the music wasn't really like, the songs weren't as strong or whatever, and I don't think Zay really like liked them as much. But then, you know, I was like, man, we gotta work more. Because I just had a gut feeling like, I knew I was getting better. And I was like, you know what? If I'm in a room with somebody, I can do this. I just knew that. And I did it. I knew I could, because it's like, you know, we have opportunities that we fail all the time, right? And it don't mean that we ain't gonna win the next time. So we get an opportunity to come in, and it's like, you know? So I knew I reached out a second time, we had locked in, and this time was different though. You know, I think I definitely come with like, just better stuff, you know?
Were you guys in the studio together?
Yeah, he made a lot of those beats in front of me, which was crazy.
And he doesn't spend more than like 5-10 minutes on it.
I don't know
right?
how that's possible though.
It's
I'm still trying to
insane.
figure that out, because it's like,
Yeah, you're a producer yourself. You probably watching this like, how the hell is he
Well,
doing?
that was part of it. I was trying to pick up tricks at first, and I was like, but the speed at which he does it is just like, nah, it's too fast. And it's cool because it's like, they're different too. Like, a lot of the stuff is different. He got some different stuff on this tape that I was like, oh, wow. Like, there's some like, yeah, it's Zaytoven, but he definitely like, he like, you know it's him, but he definitely changed it up to bring in more sounds and different stuff. Like, there's some stuff that like, I would say is very modern for a producer that's been around that long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know like, there's certain things they be doing now. Like, I don't want to give away the secrets, but you know, like certain noises and stuff that you put in and beats and stuff that are really like particular, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like he did that specifically because he was working with you? Because
To give me the extra boost? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I need it. I appreciated those shit. He should, oh, you mean because I'm a younger person?
Well, not a younger person, but just your style's a little different.
Like more Soundcloudy a little bit. You can, yeah, a little more.
I mean, you know, most of it, when you think of Zaytoven, a lot of people just think of like trap music.
Yeah, mine has like a rock element to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, like, my bad, the ash fell down.
Oh, you're good.
I feel guilty now. I'm actually a really polite person. That's what people probably want to know about me from my music. I try to be like really respectful because I feel like God's watching and will punish me. But that's not a joke. I actually do feel that. What were you talking about? Sorry, that shit scared me. I thought about some bad stuff I did. I was like,
No, I was asking if he, you know, you felt like he brought that different sound just because he was working with you.
maybe. I mean, ego would definitely tell me to answer that. I hope so. I mean, like, he's the GOAT though, so it's like, you don't know. Like, he may come up with some new shit, you know. I'm sure he will, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep evolving. That's what I'm trying to say, like, these are Zaytoven beats. You feel me? There's not Zaytoven beats. These are. This is the shit. Like, this is the pure. You know what I'm saying? No cut. This is the pure. You know, so.
So what was your creative process like when he's making these beats? Are you freestyling on the spot? Do you write your raps or?
You do everything and anything. Everything and anything. That's how I make music. I do everything and anything. I'll freestyle. I'll write. I'll do anything. I'll use a rhyming dictionary. I'll say it. That's honestly, y'all probably all do that too, because I hear some people's music rhymes a little too much. Rhymes can be a little too simple. I know they use that shit. You gotta change up the flows a little bit if you're gonna be using shit like that. But yeah, the process is all over the board. You know, like every song is different. That's why every song kind of sounds a little different, but kind of goes together, because it's like, you never want to come to a song, like, it'd be like painting a picture and saying, oh no, I'm gonna start with blue paint every time. But what if you're painting grass? You know what I'm saying? Grass ain't blue. So that's just kind of the way I look at it. So it's like, you know, you just want to bring whatever it is. You want to bring the best energy. So I think you never want to get hung up and think like, oh, I got to freestyle this whole song. People are watching. I can't write anything. No, I'll sit there and write something if I feel like I need to. You know?
Understood. What's the first single or first video you guys plan to drop?
Buddy Holly.
Okay.
With Lil Gotit, which is dope.
Dope.
Lil Gotit's verse is crazy. Like it's funny because I saw when I did some of the performances, like I think Rose put it on Zaytoven's like Facebook Live or some shit. Everybody thought that was Young Thug on it.
Really?
Gotit's so talented because like people don't understand. Like this gonna age well. That comment, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's gonna age well.
So did you get in the studio with Gotit, or did he just send that one over?
He just sent it over, but we talked online a little bit and we talked to the video. He cool.
Yeah.
So, but most of the shit sent over. The only song that I did in person was with Tiffany. So all the other songs on the tape was all sent. You know, that man right there.
There you go.
You know, but a lot of I was told how a lot of the other I think how that shit with Keed happened. He heard one of the songs and wanted to do it because they got the same management or something. He heard Gotit doing his verse and was like, oh, I'll do one too. So a lot of times that's how stuff happens, like through, you know, like that's the great thing I like about Atlanta. There's so many opportunities like through like, oh, I just met that person through that person. Now there's opportunity. There's a lot of opportunities like that where it's
absolutely.
like, get those same opportunities in LA. A lot of people there's a lot more gatekeeping. So, I feel like people are willing to open the gates in Atlanta if you come with the right energy and the right music.
No, definitely. I definitely agree with that one, man. You also got Slimelife and Madmarcc on the song, too.
That is crazy. Man, Madmarcc and Slimelife. We gonna do a video too. That shit is crazy. I didn't really know too much about them at first, but man, it's like.
They're both really dope, man.
You're like, I was surprised. I've been meeting so many crazy artists out here, bro. Atlanta's got probably more artists than anywhere in the world as far as good artists. Where you're just like, damn, all these people are good. Like, that's crazy because it's such a, like, it's not that big when you really think about it, like geographically, Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like every year there's a whole new group of artists that are blowing up out of Atlanta. It's crazy, brother.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's all different vibes too. That's what the crazy thing is. I really never because like, you were just talking about Detroit. It's very like, you know what I'm saying, in a certain lane. But what lane would you put Atlanta in?
You get so many different vibes.
That's what I'm saying though. Like you really couldn't put it in a specific lane.
Yeah.
So.
That's true, man. So, how would you, how happy are you with the way this project turned out then?
100% happy. I've never been really even promoted right. That's what people don't understand. That's why I've been called a SoundCloud rapper, because it's the only place I can really like hit sometimes, because it's like, I just been releasing on there since like 2017 or something, and just consistently. And those, so as far as this tape, it's like, I haven't had a tape that's promoted right. I haven't never done a tape that's all backed by one of the biggest producers ever in the world. Never. So, I mean, I'm ecstatic. I'm through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
I should be jumping up and down, but I don't want to rock the porch too much. You feel me? But
do you have any expectations when this drops, or you just gonna take it how it comes?
Up. I wanted to do better than any tape I've dropped so far.
Okay.
So as long as it does that, up. That's my expectations. Up. We gotta go up. You cannot go down. There's only two ways you go in life. You never stay the same. You know that? Every day, you're either up or down. You're never the same. People got this notion in their mind that they can just like plateau. There's only one plateau if you get to the ceiling. You feel me? That's when you can plateau. But it's like, you ain't gonna plateau in the middle. You're gonna keep going down a little bit. It's just like, so my expectations would be to go up, sell some tape, and really get a word out. I think like, it's a shame that people online don't attribute me to like, I seen rappers and they talk about rappers, the biggest cult following, other shit. I'm like, I'm not saying mine's big, but I should be in that hat. I don't know how big I'm gonna be, whatever, but it's like, I do got a cult following, and hopefully that gets bigger, and I think that that's like a good place for me to start, and a good place for me to go up from here, because it's like, I see a lot of people mentioned, they don't even mention me in Broward rappers, you know that? That's crazy, right? I don't even think they mention me in lists of rappers, let alone. So to do a tape with Zaytoven is great, Yeah. The only time they've mentioned me as a rapper is if the word SoundCloud come in front of it, so.
That's wild.
It is wild, given how like, I made music with Ronnie J, Scott Storch, Zaytoven, Brandon Finessin, who's Lil Uzi's producer. I got a song with Future coming out here soon.
Oh shit.
So, I don't know, that don't sound too SoundCloudy to me, but I try to stay humble and realize that like, not everybody's gonna look up every fact about you, and so you gotta like prove it and constantly prove who you are. That's the one thing as an artist, you can never feel bad about having to constantly prove who you are, but that's why I do list some stuff and just say, hey, like, look at this. Like, this person's been working consistently for 3-4 years now. And now you're first hearing about them, that's because they were honing that sound and making sure when it came to you, it was complete.
Yeah. Not real shit. So what do your fans mean to you? Like you said, having that cult following, man.
The world, because without it, I probably wouldn't be shit, you know? It's just the world. You know, I've done everything for my fans. I sent my fans an Xbox recently because he's a Halo fan. Boom, send him, I'm obsessive. If they're obsessive with me, I'll be obsessive back. I'll play video games with them for 10 hours. Oh shit, did the mic fuck up? I'll play video games with them for 10 hours if I got the time, you know? I don't have the time, as you can see, I've been rushing to all this stuff, but it's you know, when I do, it means the world. You know, I like to do whatever for the kids. I'll send them clothes from videos, anything, whatever people want. If they want it, shit. If I meet a fan in public, if I'm wearing a jacket, shit. Maybe not this jacket specific. This is one of my favorite jackets, so do not hold me to that. You cannot get this, not this hat, but you know, some shit. If they're a real fan, I'll toss that shit. Because how many real fans you really got? I let people come up to me, take a picture, and say, "Hey, what's your name?" I'm like, bro, you just got in line to take a
picture. They just see the tats and think that you're someone?
No, a lot of the time it's because when one person asks to take a picture, a line will then form. And the first person who asks might know who you are, but the other people in line definitely don't.
They're like, I gotta take a picture with him too?
Yeah, it's damn. And it's so crazy, and you almost feel bad telling sometimes people who you are, because you're like, if you post this, nobody's gonna really know, maybe somebody will, but it's not a lot of people are gonna, just real shit, right? Yeah. So it's not a lot of people are gonna know, so it's you don't know how goofy you look for just taking a picture with somebody just with you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but you know, you gotta know who they are. You gotta, real fans who fuck, that's why I say the fans mean the world, because it's I see so many fake interactions, you know what I'm saying? So when I do come across a real fan, it's man, it's just somebody saying they enjoy something artistically you created. There's nothing better than that. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world. Well, there's one greatest feeling in the world, but I don't want to influence the youth, you know. We already know what that is. You already know. I'm sure you know. You're from Florida, right? Mm-hmm. So you already know what I'm talking about. That'd be lean. Yeah. I'm gonna just say it. Lean is the greatest feeling in the world. That's why you got the double cups back there, almost about to trigger motherfuckers. No, dead ass, bro. That's why you see me. You can look at go look at my Instagram picture. You see the fat me, big ass belly and shit, man. I was and to be honest with that shit, the reason why I stopped is testosterone. It listens your testosterone. I already had a high pitch ass voice. Motherfucker's gonna sound like Mickey Mouse eventually. This is it.
All right, going into 2022, man. What's some of your goals? What's some of your plans for the new year, man?
Got a lot of dope collaborations coming out. That's something that I definitely haven't had ever in my career. You know, we definitely been seeking after that and trying to do a lot more with that. And my project coming out, and my album, which is done, is finished. You know, I just had the Zaytoven stuff first, so you know. The biggest thing we do is the problem with me is I'll make hundreds of songs, cut it down. So we've cut it down to now, you know, we're not trying to release anything too long. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I got you. All right, got a shout out you'd like to give before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out everybody on GhostToven project, you know, all the rappers, you know, Zaytoven, Ro, for help setting it up, my management, Feltone Music, and Donish. And my dad, to my only family, so, you know, somebody who's believed in me and from the start, you know, I can't stress that enough. I don't think a lot of people can say that, you know, in a way. So, yeah, he believed in me from the start, and he's a huge hip hop fan, so he knows a lot about a lot of the rappers, even sometimes before I do. So, really, yeah, for real, it's funny. But yeah, so just shout out to really all the artists and everybody helping me make this, because you know, without that, you know, I don't know what I would have done or do, you know. I don't know what I would be doing without music. So really just, man, I wish there was somebody who first opened that door for me that I could say, but I think that'd be myself. So really shout out to myself for first opening that door and first believing in myself, because it's without that, you know, I never would be here. So that'd be the last shout out, you know, just believe in yourself, really, because nobody else is gonna do it, and then you're gonna be broke and lonely and at home by yourself, you know, wishing for days that will never come. Believe me, I've been there, so just make that song, you know, that you're gonna do, and shit, maybe make a couple more, because it's somebody gonna like it.
Curtis, hang myself with chains. Too bad strippers give me brain. I record it on my